Welcome agents, today it was revealed that we are getting a new apparel event soon with new masks, changes to skills and weapon mods, nerfs to weapons and a lot more. As always, if you enjoy this video please hit the like button below and subscribe for dedicated Division content. With that said, let's get into today's state of the game. First up, the new apparel event. Now this will be coming out this Friday following the Tidal Basin update and World Tier 5. This event will have new apparel crates which will give you new weapon skins, masks and emotes. Now these crates can be paid for with real world cash, or you can get these by completing projects, and you will get one crate once you download the Tidal Basin update and log in on Friday. These crates will have no duplicates and will be for a limited time only, going into about May. They didn't actually confirm a time of when this event will end. Now once the event is over, all of the vanity items will be put into the regular vanity pool, so none of this stuff is exclusive. The devs did reveal some of the weapon skins, 2 emotes and 2 masks. Take a look.
The weapon skins that are coming, and they're only a preview, so there is more of those in the caches.
Ooh, I like it.
It's also the first time that we have caches without duplicates. So if you get a cache, you will get a new item, whatever it is. So that's really cool, I think, for people to get something new, to express themselves, to have more variety in their things. We also have more emotes coming. Let's have a look at these. There's 2 examples. I think this one is very fabulous.
That one, along with the purple skin and the gun before, is going to be great on my character.
And then, there you go. We all know we need it in our lives. Once we've done an invaded mission on heroic difficulty, which is coming.
There's a Yannick beard there. I'm mesmerized.
And then one last thing that we are going to show right here as well. We're going to have masks that you can get. So if you're not into the whole cipher riddle situation, you can just get some from the caches. So I think these are really cool. They look really nice.
Yep.
The green one is also see-through, so you would have your face in there. So it doesn't cover your agent's face if you are not into that.
Looking at those masks and weapon skins, I'm pretty sure I'll be grinding projects for all of this stuff. Definitely the masks. As with most looter-shooter games, the end game is as much about fashion as it is about anything else. So getting these masks are certainly a priority for me. I'm just glad the devs have not made these exclusive to this event though, and they will be going back into sort of the generic vanity pool, but we don't know at what drop rate yet. We'll soon find out. The devs go on to talk about the changes coming with the Tidal Basin update specifically for this patch. Now firstly, the crafting bench bug will be fixed, meaning anyone who couldn't upgrade to the World Tier 4 bench will be able to do as of Friday, and then of course once they've completed the Tidal Basin, then you'll be able to upgrade it to World Tier 5. A quality of life feature coming as well will be scope sensitivity. The devs explain there will be a slider to adjust your sensitivity when zooming in, and there will also be a field of view slider coming too. Now the devs did not confirm if this will be coming to console or not, so I think we need clarity on that. With that said though, they didn't say it wasn't coming, so I'm going to assume it's coming to both PC and console unless we're said otherwise. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be happy with that, because I think certainly on PC it's something that people have been asking for. People generally who get motion sickness and all that sort of stuff. I just hope it comes with console as well, because, you know, I'm a console fan. Next up, the devs go on to talk about balancing. Now the devs explain that PvP is somewhat on their list, but there will be no sort of PvP balancing in this patch. And that kind of makes sense. We want to wait for World Tier 5 to come out, wait for the meta to come out, and then I think they're going to focus on PvP at that point. Instead, they have taken feedback from the community in respect of weapons, skills and other things, and this patch will look more into that. First up, the M700 will be getting a nerf to its base damage, and the same will actually apply to the MK17 in the rifle category. This will be getting a nerf to its base damage. Now I personally don't enjoy nerfs, but the M700 stands out above all snipers, so this should mean that more snipers become viable. With that said, we will always find a meta weapon, so it won't be long before another sniper is top of the tree and the cycle continues. It's kind of that, it's basically a circle where you nerf a weapon and then another weapon rises, you nerf that weapon, and it just goes on and on and on. And the same would apply for buffing. If you were to buff all of the other snipers, then I'm pretty sure another sniper would become the meta. Unfortunately, that's just the way these games are. I don't like nerfs as much as anyone else, but they've decided because the M700 and the MK17 are the strongest, then they're going to make adjustments to their base damage. we'll have to see how this pans out, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get another meta rifle, and we're probably going to get another meta sniper as soon as this patch drops. Due to World Tier 5, the devs have stated that 2 stats are already reaching sort of top values. They're already exceeding what they would like, and that is crit hit damage and headshot damage values. So they are going to be lowering these values to gear you already own, and for any future gear that you might pick up into World Tier 5. Now, I have to admit, the first time I picked up a holster and it had crit damage over 23%, I thought that was very high, especially when you consider that the current gear at 450 or even at 465 is not the max gear level, so it would only get higher. But with that said, if they don't scale enemy damage at all, then all it's going to do is make us actually weaker than we already feel against NPCs. So I hope with this, if they lower this sort of stuff, that they also lower the time to be killed, and that way we don't feel even more weak than we already do against NPCs. I don't know, guys. You all have to let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Moving on, and we've got more nerfs, this time to some talents. Now, the first on the cutting block is the Safeguard talent found on backpacks. And you've probably seen this. It's in pretty much every meta build there is, because it's very, very strong. Now, the devs have confirmed that this talent will be getting an internal cooldown, so it cannot be up all the time. Okay, so what that internal cooldown is, how long it is, we just don't know. I personally don't like the idea of an internal cooldown. If there is going to be a cooldown, I like to know what that cooldown is. They haven't stated that as of right now. The devs have also confirmed an internal cooldown to the Demolitionist tree talent, Crisis Response. Now, Crisis Response replenishes your weapon's ammo when your armor breaks. Now, the devs state that this is because builds currently just sit on the limit of no armor and full health, meaning that this talent or tree talent is always up and continuously proccing, meaning you never actually have to reload, and that kind of is going away from the point of reloading. I understand that I kind of have felt that when I've been using my P416 with the Demolitionist. I've semi-felt that. With that said, I just don't know how this is going to pan out. Again, we don't know what that internal cooldown is. We don't know how long that is. So until we know what that is, it's hard to say how this stuff is going to pan out. So those are all the nerfs. So let's take a look at more positive stuff. The devs confirm that skills will be continuously looked at. The sniper turret is being revamped. Now you place it, and there will be a button above an enemy that's closest to your reticle, and the turret will shoot that target. It auto-tracks targets, and if you are aiming at that target, you can use it for precision shots to sort of like weak points and stuff like that. So if you're aiming at an enemy weak point and you use it, then it will target that weak point. That could become fairly strong, but we'll get to that. The other thing that's changing is the chem launcher. Now, once you press it, the skill will immediately equip, and you can use it like a normal weapon, essentially. This should remove the clunkiness of the chem launcher, which for me was something that certainly put me off using it for anything aside from healing at all. And with that in mind, will it encourage people to use it though? I don't know. Currently, there are only a few skills that are actually useful in my opinion. We got the Defender drone, we got the Fixer drone, we got the Chem Launcher heal, we got the Hive Reviver, and those are the main ones, at least in my opinion. And I can't see this stuff changing that meta at all. Certainly for the Chem Launcher or the Sniper, I just cannot see them becoming useful. Because the other skills are just a lot stronger. The devs went on to also state that Firefly will be easier to aim and lock on with in this patch, and there'll be more changes coming to more skills, which will be in the full patch notes. Question, Firefly. How many of you guys have ever really used Firefly? I know for me, I used it maybe once or twice. It got shot down immediately. As soon as I put it up against PvE enemies, shot down straight away. So unless there's a way for it to become immune from being shot down, again, I don't think we're going to be using it. Moving on, and the devs confirm some major and minor fixes. Minor fixes include a fix to the initial accuracy of the signature sniper rifle, so it should feel a lot more accurate and reliable. I have to say, for me personally, the sniper rifle sucks, and I'm glad that they've put this in there, because I found it's very hard to use. This should change that. Low C has been buffed, the lightweight M4 has been buffed, the AA-12 shotgun and the MG5 has been buffed. Now, I don't know about you, but the AA-12 shotgun with the right build is very strong, so I'm not so sure about that. I personally want to know why the devs decided that the Lover C, or the LVOAC, if for anyone who's going to go in the comments and say I say it wrong, and the lightweight M4 should be semi-auto rifles in the Division 2. I miss my lightweight M4 from the Division. Anyway, the major fixes the devs have confirmed are a complete revamp of all skill mods. They acknowledge that skill mod requirements were completely out of whack, and they have changed this. They are rebalancing the whole skill situation, and skill builds should now be viable from Friday onwards. They state that you will likely see a notable difference to your skill values when you log in on Friday, but just to check out what skill mod you're putting on and you'll see the changes. The devs go on to confirm another major change to weapon mods or attachments, if you want to call it that. They have all been revamped with completely new values, and some mods will have negatives and some will not. The example used by the devs is an extended mag. You might have one that gives you some extra bullets with no negative drawbacks, but you might have another that gives you even more bullets with minor drawbacks. So lower value mods will have no negatives, and higher value mods will have minor negatives. The devs confirm that for every slot there is a mod for every type of stat that has no drawbacks. I personally think this is a great change. The negatives on stats generally made me not use mods at all, for the most part, certainly on muzzles I find. This system should change it from I don't want any mods at all to which mod should I choose to have, and that's got to be a good thing. We'll just have to see how it pans out. So that was the main stuff confirmed in today's State of the Game, and the full patch notes will be out this Friday. There will be a lot more in these patch notes, so if you think some of that you've suggested has not been addressed here, or some of that you think needs to be addressed, then just check out the patch notes when they come out on Friday, because it might well have been. With that said, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Thank you very much for all your support, and until the next one, Epic out.